Why are you not getting any stronger even though you're training hard and putting everything into training? Well, the simple answer into that, you're probably not training as smart as you could be training. Hello, my fellow barbenders. Welcome back to another video. Today we have a week 2 squat, 507 pounds for a RPE 7 easy peasy triple. Trying a couple things, and I have a lot of things I'm excited about on this fitness kind of, I don't know what you call it, journey. I don't even like fitness journey, I like powerlifting journey better. But first things first, we gotta have a sip of our juice. We got the Ultra Blue Hawaiian Monster. I know everybody's talking about white monsters in the memes and stuff, but this, even better when it goes down the wrong pipe. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that a white monster is an 8. This is a 10. This is like this is S tier. Anyways, after a brief talk with ChatGPT, we came up with some good, we got some good video ideas. So today we're gonna talk about why you're not gaining strength, even though you're putting everything into it. You're training hard, you're checking off the boxes, you're doing everything seemingly right, but you're not gaining strength or size, you know? We're gonna talk about why that is right after we hit our squat top set and back down. All right, you can go ahead and call me Avatar the Last Barbender, because this weight's not gonna move itself. Two more. Dog, tell me why someone started calling me during the set. I'm about to yell at somebody. All right, we just got done with squat, and today's been a heck of a session. Whew, we put in the work, and we put in the blood, sweat, and tears. So now let's get on to today's stock before we start secondary pause bench with our ring fingers on the ring. So your question is, why are you not getting any stronger even though you're training hard and putting everything into training? Well, the simple answer into that, we're stopping for a carb snack and some water, by the way. But the simple answer to that is, while you may be training hard, that's not the only thing that's to it. You're probably not training as smart as you could be training. There's two aspects, right? And then there's also the physical side of training and the mental side of training. So easy answer, either you're not training as smart as you could or should be training, or you're just mentally defeating yourself before you're able to actually have those wins that you're looking for. So one of those two reasons is gonna be the short answer, simple. To go into a little bit more depth, right? Me on a powerlifting program, if I were to come in here and I were to max out every single day on every single lift, what would happen is week 1, I'd be pretty strong. Week 2, I'd get stronger. Week 3, I might get a little stronger. Week 4, I'd probably get weaker. And then all of a sudden I start failing. You get to the point where your central nervous system, like your muscles can take a beating, right? So can your tendons and your ligaments, but they can't take as much of a beating and bounce back as quick as, say, your muscles. Now your central nervous system, that can take a beating, but it doesn't quite bounce back as quick as everything else. So there's this like tiered list of things in your body. So I don't know if you've ever gotten to the gym and you just felt absolutely like you've gotten your sleep, you've gotten something to eat, but you're just dead. You're exhausted, you're tired. You get to the gym and you're like, hey, I'll push through this, I'll work through it, bada bada ba. You know, people talk about being overtrained, but that's a portion of like overtraining. And a lot of bodybuilders kind of get into that aspect of things, which is why they're able to build, you know, round muscles and get things where they need to be. But that's why they're not really pushing max weights, right? And it really depends on what your goals are, because there's different aspects to it. But long story short, again, if you're coming into the gym, and I don't mean to make this so long, but if you're coming into the gym and maxing out every time, that's probably not the best idea. But you don't want to train like a sissy either. You got to be smart about it. So me personally, I can only talk about me. I'm not a coach, I'm an athlete. So I'll say that, but when I am training and when I'm working through things, we work in 4-week blocks where we have a deload, we increase a little bit, and then we have a strength week. So it's deload week 1, week 2, and then week 4. Today we are on week 2, and we're hitting, so last week was 496 on squat for 3. This week is 507. Next week is probably gonna be 530. The week after that's gonna be 562. And so we work up to something, and then we come back to a deload. And we work up, and so our growth isn't specifically linear. It's like stair step up, come back down, stair step up, come back down, stair step up. And over time, that's how we do it. It's like a wave, right? When you watch a wave with the ocean, it comes out, and then it pulls back in before it comes back out, and it pulls back in. That's how our training is. And that tide that is our results is moving up the beach and eroding through that sand. Another good analogy is, think about archery, right? You want to go forward, you want to propel forward as fast as possible, but sometimes when you first grab that arrow, you grab the arrow and it feels like you're moving backwards. You pull that arrow back right before you launch it forward. And that's how training is. Right? You have these periods of time where you hold back and then you launch. You hold back and you launch. And you just do it smart. And then there's people that ask, you know, what percentage, like what's more important, training or nutrition or recovery, or, you know, where do they rank up? Is it like 70% nutrition, 30% training? What is it? But the way I disclose it and the way I kind of talk about it, and I'll wrap it up with this, is if you're training, think about each aspect of training as pillars to a coliseum, right? You've got your training pillar, you've got your rest and recovery pillar, and you have your nutrition pillar. You know, people talk about abs are built in the kitchen. Everybody has abs. Everybody has, I mean, we have kneecaps, we have ankles. I want to say everybody has hands, but some people have one, some people have none, right? But we're built anatomically with abs, but it just depends on how well we're going to be able to see it, or how much fat we're gonna have to lose to be able to see it. So with that being said, if one area of your training or one area of like your focus is slacking, the whole building is gonna collapse. If you're training hard and you're resting and recovering really well, but you're not eating well, you're not gonna gain the muscle and the strength that you're looking for. If you are recovering well, you're eating well, but you're not training at all, you're not gonna get bigger. And if you're not sleeping well and your stress levels are up, of course you're gonna feel like you're losing weight or gaining weight or whatever applies to you specifically. And of course you're not gonna be getting bigger and stronger. You're gonna be getting weaker because your body's gonna be in this stressed out, you know, unrecovered format. It's like you're gonna be fried. So with that being said, you gotta take everything seriously. And the best thing that I can say is the one thing you hate doing the most is probably the one thing you need to do to get to the next level. And I don't say that you need to hate fitness or hate working out, but if you are really good at bench and you have a really good deadlift and you don't really like squat, leaning into squatting better is, one, gonna help your overall total numbers, but two, it's gonna help develop deficiencies and weaknesses in you that are gonna help translate to everything else as well. And that's how fitness is. If you know you should or could be eating better, right, and you could be nourishing yourself a little bit more, you'll probably make slow and consistent gains in the gym and on your strength and on your muscle with that being said alone. So this is a little bit long-winded. Let me go ahead and have a Rice Krispie. Yeah, a little carb snack. Here I am talking about health and fitness, and we're gonna have some marshmallow, sugary, carby snack so that we can have the calories and nutrients available to bench. The reason why I'm having this is I feel dead. I can feel that, like, hey, there's a difference between, hey, I have to push myself and I have to work hard, and there's a difference between that and feeling like I'm gonna throw up and being like kind of like, I don't wanna say lightheaded, but I'm starting to get a headache. So the two ways to counteract that, get some calories in me, get my blood sugar back up, get back moving, and drink some water. So that's what's on the agenda. Go ahead and bench, and then we'll hit accessories. We got secondary bench, ring fingers on the rings. We got 325 on the bar, and it's gonna move for an easy 4. No wraps, no belt, just power lifters having fun. That's how it's meant to be.
Can't post it then.